Okay, let's start the session. Welcome to you all. It's wonderful having you on a Saturday morning. I'm sure many of you have taken time off to attend this webinar. The way we will be structuring this is just take a few minutes introducing Atna and the speaker, and then we will walk into the actual contents of the webinar of e-invoicing and e-way-bills and what solutions we have for the markets. So uh, we have some guests joining in. So I'll take this opportunity to thank everybody. And Atna is a gold certified Microsoft partner. We've been 15 years in the business and predominantly around the Microsoft Business Solution space, both the enterprise solution as well as the analytics and automation space. We do a lot of work on the cloud as well. So if you look at the kind of work what we do in Adna, we've been a consulting-based organization. When I say consulting-based organization, uh, we have many turnaround implementations within the Microsoft ecosystem. We walked into accounts, changed the way the enterprise solutions had been looked at, and brought in the features which enrich the business and give the businesses a faster ROI. That's been predominantly our USP in the market space, and Microsoft's turnaround or go-to partner for customers in this SMB and manufacturing segments happens to be Atna for a very long time. So we also a managed partner of Microsoft, and we do product agnostic consulting. So when we say product agnostic consulting, we do consultings around SAP, Oracle, and any other application. But by choice, we do Microsoft implementations, Microsoft Enterprise Solutions. As you are aware, you would have two ERPs and one CRM in the Microsoft Dynamics space. Predominantly, it's called the for the larger segments, it's called Dynamics 365 Finance and Operations. And then the for the small and medium businesses, you have Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. The earlier version was NAV. Now it is Business Central, and we worked across various domains, both in India and abroad. We recently opened our office in the US. That was predominantly to do some good quality work in the in outside of India as well. So uh, on the cloud, we do a lot of enable most of our customers to get onto the cloud in terms of both the database backup, the recovery, as well as just helping them to put their existing applications on Azure and giving the Azure managed services to our customers. We found a lot of traction in people moving to the cloud in the last year or so, where people want to be, especially you had a lot of flood-like situations in the southern part of India. Quite a few businesses were affected, and not to say the data was in jeopardy of being lost. So there have been numerous case studies which we have published in the Microsoft ecosystem. Being a Microsoft partner, as I said, the ecosystem is predominantly with the D365 F&O, and then you have NAV, which is now the Business Central, the Azure services, D365. We do a lot of work around the Microsoft Office 365, helping businesses digitize their operations, and then the Microsoft Power Platform, which is uh, you know enables business in the digital transformation journey, invoking the Power BI for analytics and automation and Power Automate for the automation capabilities of the software. We do have tie-ups with Insight Delivered, which is a business insights, actionable insights company. We have HRMS partner, Mr. Joshi, who's also on the show. Welcome, Mr. Joshi. And we do have other solutions. Being on a point solutions, we surround enterprise solutions around Oracle SAP. You find a lot of Microsoft solutions surrounding that space in the ecosystem. And as a result, we have a lot of point solutions, including blending solutions, including for various industries, including the food and beverage industry, for manufacturing, for fabrication. We have solutions in different spaces, right? So, uh, coming back to it's in one of the initiatives which we've been doing regularly in the last week or so has been the series of webinars we've been hosting on a Saturday morning, predominantly as an educative series for the ecosystem and the participants, which helps us in the journey in knowing what solutions we have, what is also a bit of knowledge in terms of what are the latest amendments which comes out of this one and how systems are compliant with these solutions. So with that, we just come back to the webinar in terms of e-invoicing and e-bill solutions. We have Venkat Manoj, who's going to take this session. He will run through basically the reasons where or the genesis of this entire solution and how we are going about it. Atna solution already is running in 12 plus customers with already this application has generated more than 75,000 invoices and like 12,000 e-way bills. As we speak, the numbers are increasing. So with this, over to Venkat for this session.
Good day, everyone. We hope everyone feeling safe and secure. Thanks, Gopal sir, for the lovely introduction. My screen is visible, right? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. So in this webinar, we'll cover e-invoicing and e-way bills. Also, we'll cover their interrelationships and what are all the features available, what is the way forward and the future. In every business case, supplier raise invoice to the buyer. After e-invoicing rollout, we have to prepare invoice by uploading specified particulars of invoice in the form GST invoice 1 on invoice registration portal and obtain an invoice reference number and a QR code. These two fields to be added while sending invoice to the buyer. Invoice registration portal is introduced by GST department to monitor exchange of invoice data alone. IRN number is a 64-digit unique reference generated in reference to exchange of invoice data. Many of us will have a doubt. What is all about e-invoice? E-invoice is not about invoice being in a soft copy like PDF and other stuff. And also, e-invoice doesn't mean generation of invoice by a government portal. So after the e-invoicing and e-way bill rollout, we have a lot of basic new terminologies revolving around. So we have already covered in the last slide IRP and IRN, which is owned by the government department. What is an API? It's an application program interface which connects.
Venkat?
Yeah.
Venkat, maybe it's a good idea for you to switch off the video. I think you have a bandwidth lag.
No problem. What is an API? It's an application program interface which connects your system to government invoice reference portal. GSP. GSP, nothing but government Suvidha provider. Every company cannot access government IRP directly. Hence, through GST Suvidha providers, we need to reach IRP portal in case of connecting from ERPs. JSON. JavaScript object notation as a standard format followed by the GST department for e-invoicing and e-way bill portal. Same like IRP used in, just a second. I think my screen is not visible. Coming back, it's a standalone format followed by the GST department for e-invoicing and e-way bill portal. So e-way bill portal So it's same like IRP portal used for generating e-way bills alone. Okay. So what is an e-way bill? An e-way bill is a mandatory document required to be carried by the transporter of goods that are worth 50,000 or more while moving them inter or intrastate. GST registered person cannot transport goods in a vehicle whose value exceeds 50,000 or more. Alternatively, e-way bill can also be generated or cancelled through SMS, Android app, and by means of API. When an e-way bill is generated, a unique e-way bill (EBN) is allocated and is available to the supplier, recipient, and the transporters. Who can register and use e-way bill portal? E-way bill must be generated when there is a movement of more than 50,000 in value to from a registered person. A registered person or the transporter may choose to generate and carry e-way bill if the value of goods is less than 50,000. Unregistered persons are also required to generate e-way bill. However, where a supply is made by an unregistered person to a registered person, the receiver will have to ensure all the compliances are met as if there were a supplier. Transporter carrying goods by road, air, rail, etc. need to generate e-way bill if the supplier has not generated an e-way bill. When e-way bill should be issued? In relation to a supply, for reasons other than supply, for example, if you're returning something, you have to issue an e-way bill. Due to inward supply from an unregistered person, for this purpose, a supply may be either of the following: a supply made for a payment in course of business, supply made for payment uh, which may not be in course of business, a supply without payment. What a supply means? Supply is nothing but sale of goods and payment made. Example, in case of transfer, branch transfer, it's also called a supply. Barter exchange, when you exchange goods for goods, that is also a supply, which is instead of money. So what is the process of e-way bill generation? So first, user have to log into e-way bill portal and have to register themselves with their GSTN. Then they can generate e-way bills through the e-way bill portal. What is the validity of an e-way bill? The general validity of an e-way bill is 1 day for every 100 kilometers. And for any part of this 100 kilometer, another day is given. Example, when the e-way bill is for 250 kilometers, 2 plus 1 day. So that will be the validity of an e-way bill period. Validity of an e-way bill can also be extended. The generator of such e-way bill within 4 hours of expiry, after 4 hours of expiry, can extend the e-way bill validity in the e-way bill portal. So, okay, here we are coming to the most important topic. After coming into the existence of e-invoicing, we have a link between e-way bill and e-invoicing. An e-way bill generally has two parts. Part A contains invoice details such as GSTN of the supplier, recipient number, invoice number, delivery address, and so many details. Part B has the transporter details, transporter ID, vehicle number, etc. Both parts are generated from the e-way bill portal by the taxpayer by updating invoice details and transport details manually. But after the implementation of e-invoicing, we'll have an impact on e-way bill system as well. The existing user of e-way bill portal can use the same credentials for logging to e-invoice portal instead of getting a new registration. With the implementation of e-invoicing, e-way bills will also be auto-populated from the e-invoicing portal, unlike the current system. Once the e-invoice is successfully validated, Part A and Part B of the e-way bill will be automatically provided with some optional details in the e-invoice when it gets updated. The motive behind these changes is to simplify the process of creating e-way bills. What will be the near future? How will e-way bills be generated after the e-invoicing system gets implemented? There will be no change in the process of generating e-way bills as of now. However, an additional facility to generate e-way bills from IRN will be provided, which can be accessed from IRP portal itself. What will be the business impact? The objective behind the integration of e-invoice system with the e-way bill system is to make the entire process easy and automated. Along with this, the government has also linked e-way bills to GSTR return filing. The e-way bill generation will be blocked for the taxpayers who have 2 or more consecutive GST returns pending to be filed. These integrations will have the following benefits for the businesses: easy compliance for the taxpayers, ensuring accuracy by automating the processes. It will also benefit the government in ensuring a reduced tax evasion. Hold on, sir. We will go through some of the use cases so that we will understand this concept much better. So when an user is going to send goods worth 50,000 or more, but is not eligible for e-invoicing. Eligibility of e-invoicing as per the latest guidelines mandated when the turnover of the registered GSTN process 50 crores is eligible for e-invoicing. It's okay. When he's not eligible for e-invoicing, but he's sending a goods worth 50K, he can log in through e-way bill portal, generate e-way bill, which has 2 options. Either it will be manual or through an automatic API generation. So this will be the first option. But in case the user is sending goods worth 50,000 or more and is eligible for e-invoicing, here comes the most interesting integration of 2 websites. So he can generate e-way bill through e-way bill portal as well. But the new option for him will be he can use the same login and he can use the IRP registration portal and generate e-way bill, which can be manual or through automatic. So now we will see a quick demo on how the e-way bill and e-invoicing being generated with the help of an ERP, with the help of one of our ERP. So we'll quickly move on to the demo. Welcome to the demo. In this demonstration, we look into the e-invoicing and e-way bill application developed by Atma Technologies. In our e-invoicing application, first we'll go through the Excel upload method. Second, we'll walk through the real-time ERP integration technique by interacting with government GST portal. Also, we'll take you through the generation of IRN and e-way bill with the help of one of our ERP. After that, in case of cancellation required, how to perform the same. Last step, by passing a credit note in ERP after the cancellation to complete the procedure. First, we will start with our e-invoicing application. We are beginning with an analytical dashboard, which has the details of count of invoices generated for the particular day, e-way bill generated on the day, cancelled IRN and e-way bill details, API consumption details, and some other basic details. Also, some insights and comparison on IRN generation being represented graphically. The insights can be modified according to each and every user's convenience. In the sales invoice section, we can overlook the details of sales made during the particular period with invoice details and real-time integration status. Apart from this, we can also get the details of credit notes and e-way bill generation status against the particular invoice. Detailed view of sales invoice is available in the action header. Also, we can print invoice and send to multiple clients directly with the help of our application. Generated IRN can be cancelled within 24 hours of invoice generation as per the guidelines mandated. In case of manual Excel upload, that is the first method, the users can fill the details in design template developed by Atna Technologies and upload in sales invoice section for creating the invoices. Every time, users can fill details in Excel and upload to generate IRN in the e-invoicing application. Second method is the ERP integration through API. We'll quickly connect with one of our ERP and check the real-time status of IRN generation plus other details. This is our ERP and we are going to post a sales invoice and watch the real-time IRN and e-way bill generation performed automatically. We have posted a model sales invoice for selling bicycles. After posting a sales invoice, we can refresh the same. Now we'll check posted sales invoice and generate IRN on real-time basis. By opting generate IRN and by selecting the image tick box of generate IRN, the system generates IRN by interacting with government's IRP portal and provide 64-digit IRN number with the QR code to us. After refreshing the particular selection, system generates 64-digit IRN hashtag with the QR code. The same can be printed as an invoice and immediately distributed to our clients. After generating IRN, we can generate e-way bill by entering basic vehicle details. By selecting transport mode as road, vehicle number can be entered. Then vehicle type, whether it's regular or ODC. After filling the basic details, we can opt generate e-way bill and generate e-way bill for the particular sales invoice as well. This will take a moment. This is the real-time integration by the help of the IRP portal. Now I'll select the refresh. See, we've got the acknowledgement and e-way bill has been generated. In case by mistakenly we have generated IRN, and the same needs to be cancelled. Yes, the same can be performed within 24 hours of iron generation. Initially, we have generated iron, and with the help of iron details, the system generates EV bill number. We want to cancel iron alone. We can cancel the iron within 24 hours of generating the particular invoice. This is all the same also been interacted with GST portal and give us the real-time integration state. Now we can see the cancel request has been processed for cancelling the iron. In case if we are generating e-way bill as well as iron out of the IRP portal, and if we want to cancel both e-way bill as well as iron, first we have to cancel the e-way bill, then only the system allows us to cancel the iron generated. Now we have already cancelled the iron. Since it's an ERP, we have to book a credit memo against the particular sales invoice generated to complete the procedure. I've already created the credit memo to save time. Now we'll post the credit memo, and we'll quickly move on to our e-invoicing application. So after posting the credit memo, we can see the details of invoices. For example, here we'll take the invoice number 49, for which we have cancelled the iron alone in our ERP. The real-time status is getting reflected in our e-invoicing portal as well. That's it for the demo. Thanks for the opportunity, and open for Q&A.
Yeah, so would like to know from the participants any questions, because there was some late entrance into the webinar. So if you have any clarifications, because there will be various degrees of understanding before you came into this webinar on different participants. So be more than happy to clarify any questions you have. Any specific scenarios in your organization which you are trying to simulate, or any clarifications you have, we'll be more than happy to address them. Till maybe you can frame your questions in your mind, but I would also like to participants to let us know how your feedback on the webinar, and what do you think that we need to possibly you may want some more topics to be covered, or something go in depth. Please let us know, so that if it was it easy to follow, your feedback will help us improve our webinars. As I said, this is an educational series which we conduct every Saturday on different topics. So we will continuously be sending this to you in terms of what is the next upcoming webinars we do. We'll be more than happy to incorporate any feedbacks and suggestions what you have. Sujit, any feedback?
I do have a question. See, we are right now. What you had showed us, it's integrated with NAV. Now, on a daily basis, do we have to get into e-invoicing software, or can we operate totally from NAV?
E-invoicing software is optional. Like you don't need to get into that. From your ERP, you can easily integrate whatever the like whether it's an e-waybill or an e-invoicing. Once it has been integrated through API, you can directly communicate. It's very
So the
simple.
whole integration is seamless, right?
Yes, whole integration is seamless. Once it's just an one-time
Okay.
procedure. Once we get connected, that's it. Day to day,
Okay.
we'll not have any problems at all. Within seconds, we can able to generate e-bill as well as e-invoice. Then we can print it and set it at any time.
For the benefit of participants, we do have a one-on-one session as well on various areas of consulting or ERP or e-invoicing or any other point solutions you have. So you can always reach out to us for a half an hour one-on-one session in case any one of you would want to get any inputs on the supply chain or ERP or analytics or automation space. We'll be more than happy to spend some time with you and add value to your operations.
So this, just like this generation cancellation is also possible through this.
Yes, exactly. It is possible through an ERP.
Okay. And since it's a third party software, what about, is there a security concerns? This is what is worrying me. Would my IT allow this? Because it's a third party application. I mean, not directly from Microsoft.
Okay. This is Mohammed here. So this e-invoicing application or e-waybill application is hosted on your environment, okay, which will be on your on-premise server. We do not hold any of your data, or we don't like it is, since it is hosted from your server, the data is being lying in your server only. And the APIs, whatever we are using to transfer the data, is from a GSP, government, we call it GST Suvaida provider, authorized by government to transfer a data from your environment to the government environment. They also do not hold your data anywhere. They simply transfer your data through an API and will get a response from a government site and will again give that feedback to the environment. I mean your environment, and the ERP will feed the data. So nowhere we are holding or storing the customer's data anywhere. If required, we can do an NDA agreement sign off, and also the GSP will also give you an NDA sign off agreement. So which we can assure you and tell you that we have an strict data security in this application.
Okay, thank you.
And various types of customers use a solution, from a listed company, public listed company, to small owner-driven companies as well. So it's passed through various layers of security and validations and due diligence, and that's how these many invoices are getting generated. And we are also listed partners to the GSP providers. So in that way, there is an authentication there as well.
Okay, thanks.
Any other questions anyone will have?
I
Or
think
any-
we have a question in the chat box. Just a Mr. Rakesh was asking about one-time integration cost. It depends on different ERP that we are connecting together. Rakesh, we may call you and we'll further have a discussion of cost based on your environment.
Yeah, and in case anyone has missed a major portion of the webinar and enter towards the end of the webinar and they would want a one-on-one session, please feel free to contact us. We'll be more than happy to send you the recording or run you past the solution as well. Because I saw a few people who are joined in pretty late and may have missed major portions of the demo. So in the YouTube, you'll find quite a few webinars which you have conducted. You'll have access to those webinars and which will give you an idea about what are the kind of webinars we do. And just in case you have a topic in which you feel that it would be interesting to you, please give your feedback so that we will organize a webinar on those topics as well. If there are no other questions, then I would take this opportunity to once again thank you all for taking time out on a Saturday morning to come down and spend some time. Feel free to ask us any questions or reach out to us in the mail given. There's an ongoing offer for the e-invoicing solution from us, from our end. So to June 30th, there's a 40% discount going on the e-invoicing solution. And also, in case you want to move your applications, your legacy applications to the cloud, or even get onto the Office 365 solutions, or trying to digitize or transform your supply chain, any one of those areas which you feel that you might want to use the power of cloud computing, please connect with us. There are some POC credits for interested organizations walking into this POC. So there are some free credits given by Microsoft Azure. So we'll be more than happy to work with you on those POCs and get you started on your cloud journey in case you haven't yet started. Thank you all so much, and do let us know in case anyone needs a one-on-one session. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.